Hi, Rhys. Thanks for helping my project.
No problem.
Could you say a little bit about yourself?
Hello, I'm Rhys, and we've just met because we're both learning Espanol in La Ciudad de Mexico. But we're going to speak English for the sake of this interview. And you wanted to know a few things.
Yeah, so you're from New Zealand,
Correct.
and you were also old enough to see the first moon landing.
Okay, yeah, we've just been talking about that. My first memory that I can grasp was when I was 4, so that's in 1969, the date. The whole family was sitting around the television, and there was nothing but distortion, static on the TV, and we were just little kids and getting told off for moving around and making a noise. And my father would say, like, it's going to happen. Like, it was a really important thing, and since then I've just figured the whole world was doing that, sitting around televisions and waiting for this momentous occasion.
What time of day was it?
In New Zealand, I think it was pushing the evening. It was heading towards the end of the day.
Okay, so everybody was naturally up. It's not like y'all woke up just for this event.
No, we wouldn't have gotten up for it. Well, the little kids probably wouldn't have grasped the importance of it, but so it sort of tied in. But yeah, and I'm sort of would have been one of the little ones. So my big brothers and sisters, they would have been a bit more lucid about what was going down.
It's amazing to remember it. I'm trying to remember things from whenever I was 4, and I have little bitty stamp-sized memories and stuff.
Yeah, I just remember that, and all the other ones were bad. Bad memories.
Oh.
But anyway, so it stuck. It was an important thing.
And of course, the last time we went to the moon was 1972. NASA's planning to send people back to the moon. I was wondering if you have heard about this.
I have, but I've heard about it for decades.
Okay.
Yeah, so different presidents have said, we're going to do it this time. I'm like, yeah, whatever. We'll see. And why haven't they gone again? So that's a whole other subject, isn't it?
But this time we're a little further along. We have like a rocket actually at the Cape ready to do a test flight around the moon.
Yeah.
We've not gotten that far since 1972.
Yeah, which is pathetic.
That's true.
Why? There's a lot of conjecture over why not, and I don't really swing either way of the opinion of it was all made up, or the Van Allen belt, or whatever other reasons they had for not going, or finances, or that they never went anyway. So for me, the jury's still out. It'll have to prove itself. If they go, well, then I'll probably believe again.
Having it in 8K is probably going to be far better than what you saw in 1969.
Well, exactly. Yeah, the graphics should be a little bit clearer. Now, did you see the movie The Dish?
The Dish. I have not, but isn't it about the receiving station in Guam?
No, in Australia. In
okay.
the middle of in New South Wales, and just how they relayed the images to the rest of the world from the spaceship and back to Houston, and it's interesting. So,
I wonder if you got a feed directly from that, or if it
yeah,
was,
I think it was. Yeah.
So you might have
that was supposed to be the idea of it. Yeah.
You might have gotten a better view than a lot of people here.
I don't think so. I think it was the same all everywhere. It was the same, and then it cleared up just as you're walking down the stairs, and it says that great thing, that great punchline.
One small step for a man.
Yeah, for man. One giant leap for mankind. Yeah.
But what do you think about us going back to the moon? Is this something that kind of excites you, or are you like, it's just something we should be doing? I mean,
I'd like to see it happen.
Okay.
Would have liked to have seen it already happen, with clearer images and bringing back better material and better and more transparency about what they find and what they discover. Yeah.
If they had like a moon rover you could like control from down here, that would be like the ultimate, huh?
Well, you'd think that's how they'd do it. Like,
No, I mean like you and me.
oh, me and you.
Yeah, we
Well,
like-
exactly. Imagine that. They just drop off
Yeah, just a whole bunch of
1,000
them.
and you got to buy one and
Pay per
yeah.
hour or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
you know?
yeah. Yeah.
And if you find something, you get a prize.
You get to keep it.
Get to keep it.
Yeah, and an alien's hat or something like that.
Exactly, yeah. A cube, you know, the monolith. You're like, do you see humanity expanding beyond the Earth, or do you think we're like destined to just be centered on Earth, making these little side trips to places?
Well, my opinion on it is not that we need to go to Mars and settle anywhere else. And the necessity is born out of wrecking this one. So let's stop wrecking this one. Let's and then we've got technology to fix our problems, and so we should be concentrating more on that.
Well, and you know, just based on my understanding of what our options are,
Yeah.
regardless of how bad we wreck this one, it will still be easier to live here than any place else.
Exactly. Atmosphere, water, everything.
The
It's
people
here.
are already here. You have to
It's here.
transport them.
You got the labor force. You got it's all set up. It's all set up, isn't it?
But is there another imperative? Like, I mean, we do like have some existential threats, like asteroids hitting the Earth, and having like a backup of like
Yeah.
the life that we have here, someplace else that we could repopulate from.
Yeah.
No.
An asteroid hitting the Earth, you get like the fanciest dish and technology. We'll find out about 3 seconds before it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we're gone.
That's
well,
like,
then most of us are gone, and whoever is in the mountains in a cave or whatever and protected from because I'm sure it's happened many times before.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the moon, how many pocks there are on. So we've been hit many times, and there's like that huge one down in South America and in North America too, and Australia. There's craters from meteors that have probably created some extinction periods, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if that were to happen again, we as a species do have a chance. We're all not going to get wiped out.
right.
Or we could,
Oh, it is
but we
possible.
maybe not.
Well, I mean,
you know.
my survival skills aren't quite what my great
Well, it
great
depends.
grandfathers were.
It depends where you are just at that moment. Whether you are, if you're down low, you're going to get taken out by a tsunami. If you're up high, you're going to have to protect yourself from some radiation and mega dust and whatever, or something that the media brought over itself, and all sorts of things we don't know. But I'd like to think we could have a crack at surviving. Yeah. But as far as going to another planet, as a solution to that, no. Dreaming.
Now, you're from New Zealand,
Yeah.
which has rocket labs.
Yes, that's right.
It's the only, it's like the second private company in the world that's actually put stuff in orbit.
Right, yeah.
And New Zealand, I mean, I don't mean to, hopefully these aren't upsetting words, but I think of it as a small place.
Yeah.
And I'm just like thinking if New Zealand can do it, anybody should be able to do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure we did it. I think there was someone with deep pockets did it and decided that vicinity was advantageous for launching. We've got clear skies down there. Probably where he is less prone to the likes of your hurricanes and all that sort of thing. So you're not going to have that downtime or possible destruction of your equipment. I actually don't know much about it, but I do know he's there, and a lot of people are getting in the froth about it, excited. And then the rest of us are like, oh, whatever.
But I mean, it's pretty extraordinary. I mean,
Yeah.
Peter Beck is a native New Zealander,
Right,
and I mean, New Zealand produced him.
Yeah.
Sort of like,
well, you know more about it than I do.
I mean, I just amazed. I just like,
Yeah.
I mean, I keep like people. I've interviewed people all around the world, like in Egypt and Pakistan and in Argentina and Venezuela. And, well, not Venezuela actually. I need to figure that one out. And you know, a lot of people are like, "Hey, I can't do anything with space unless I go to America." And to do it, but then you like look at Peter Beck and you're like, well, no, that's actually not holding you back.
Yeah, well, China are doing it and India are doing it, and so quite a few countries are doing it off the back of their governments, though, right? So with taxpayer money, and this is a private thing, but I think he is collaborating with NASA, isn't he?
Oh, he is. He's in the U.S. military, in fact.
Yeah,
now,
which makes the whole thing stink. Right, so
in fact, now Rocket Labs is actually officially a U.S. company because you know they have to.
There you go.
They have to do that.
So I think right there, it's gone from excitement from a Kiwi enterprise to probably an encroachment on our land, or what are they up to?
Yeah.
What are they up to?
Launching small satellites, but you know, like, that could mean anything.
Exactly. So, what do they do? What are they for?
If it was safe and affordable, would you go to space?
Hell yeah.
Like to orbit, to the moon? Would you immigrate to Mars?
I want to be abducted.
You want to be abducted?
Absolutely.
They're like, come get me.
Yeah, come get me.
Show me the true nature of the universe.
Yeah. I would.
Ready for the red pill.
Not just for the probing, but for the discovery.
That's funny. Okay, so I see this as a time capsule where people are not even born yet, like 100 years, 200 years, 20 years, looking back on this time, trying to make sense of the opportunities and challenges and how we were like processing them.
Yep.
Is there anything you think would be good for those people to know?
Well, if it progresses towards what they know is a good thing at that point, then they'll see this as historic. But I think they'll probably look back and see what the COVID debacle and just think, what a bunch of idiots. What a bunch of idiots. How could they?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I wanted to talk to people about the moon, but I've captured COVID because I started in like December 2019, and then the lockdowns happened in March on 2020, and then we've had a whole year of 2 years.
Yeah, well, exactly. So that has been like the focus of the planet, really, and then things that you're interested in have been held back. Like progress of everything has really been held back because you can't go there, we can't work on this, we can't congregate, and so a lot of science and research has been put on the back burner, or important stuff anyway.
Yeah. Do you ever watch Netflix?
Yeah.
So I heard somebody say they should give COVID to Netflix because it never goes beyond 3 seasons.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate your time. Anything you'd like to add? Or?
Oh, no. I think we've sort of covered everything about outer space except for that I'm with you. Like Lost in Space and Star Trek and all those programs which we don't really have now. We have movies, I guess, that sort of venture into the imagination of what could be or what could be out there. Yeah. But back when I was a kid, like it was always on. There were lots of programs about space. So I think, I don't know if there's a rebirth of the imagination as far as space exploration goes for the masses to get interested. I think that's a good thing.
Of course, I feel like Star Trek provided like a common positive vision of that future.
And lots of things. Look at the cell phones.
Exactly, cell phones.
Right.
I think the tricorder is just around the corner. Build a mobile medical diagnostics.
Right. Yeah.
And but I don't feel like we really have like that common cultural phenomenon that gives us all like this common positive view anymore.
Yeah, not a common goal, but a common wishful ambition. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but dream.
A dream.
Yeah.
Some positive dream.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay.